Good day too for us. Feel like we're able to get better again, man. And really excited about the picks we had. Trey and Jamari are two guys that, again, there was a lot of excitement from scouts and coaches when they had the opportunity to pick those players. Questions?
Just starting with Trey for both of you, just how do you see him fitting into the passing game?
Yeah, I just want to say what Joe was saying there. When I've never seen incredible alignment throughout the organization. Every single one of our picks walked out of the draft room, and offensive coaches, were excited about the offensive players that were picked, and equally excited about the defensive pick. The defensive coaches were raving about the offensive picks, and they were really excited about Jamari as well. It's that was really cool. Navarro Bowman talking about Jamari on him, and Mike Devlin, big fist bump, for Jamari Caldwell. That run wall that we have, and Trey Harris was. Our coaches, our scouts, in complete alignment. I mean, Joe predicted it yesterday. It was just it was great. They had Trey in particular, strong, tough, really good route runner, scores the ball. Of all the receivers in college football, for a career, he's 29, up there, maybe third highest of all receivers, and precision route running, really kind of a really good for us. So yeah, weapons for Justin, guys that Justin can get the ball to. We're very excited about that.
Not much to add. Just a fun player to watch. Former quarterback, very smart. Probably one thing I will add, like we had a chance to interview these guys, and he was one of the ones we interviewed at the combine, and he walks in the room, he feels presence in the room. And can't say that with everybody, but like just the confidence, the presence, the size. But what really stood out, like aside from the film, was how smart he was, and he stood. You could play things like a quarterback, and that is such a valuable thing. And, I think when you think about why all those things in his process and do out there, I think he's able to carry that over to the position. So, and that's certainly a playmaker.
I also want to compliment John Spanos, because Joe and I both were sitting on some pins of wanting to trade out, and that would have cost us some assets for us. So, but the amount of drafts that John's been in, the experience that he has, I mean, it was a real calming presence, and appreciate that, John.
Good job.
That was big, and so yeah, we're happy. We're very happy. Team got better. We feel.
Joe, how did you predict with Trey? What he said?
I'll tell the story. Like the year 2012, 11, I saw his brother the next day after the first round. We took Jimmy Smith, and I told him, I think Torrey Smith's going to be there. Torrey was a guy we had up there on our board, like obviously we had Jimmy, but he's in that range of no chance he's going to be there. Just a gut call, I guess. Just knowing kind of what the league, what the perception was of him. He didn't maybe quite run fast enough, for some people, but I had a gut feeling, and I said something to him yesterday, and I said, hey, I told your brother this years ago, and it happened, and I think it's going to happen again tomorrow. And so that was it. But we were fired up. It happened. I can promise you.
How close were you guys to trading up?
We just talked about it, like, hey, should we, picks get nearest to protect the player, but you also look, hey, the two teams above us had taken wideouts in the first round, so as they got closer and closer, and that's where John was really coming in, like, hey guys, you're going to get him, just be patient, and And we were, and we got him.
I think, and he was right too. I mean, there was just, it was a good window. There was enough good players there that
Yeah.
we really liked on offense, on defense, and yeah, it's just his experience. I mean, that was that patience paid off, and we didn't end up giving up assets later in the draft. So it's a good feeling.
When you think about the guys who play for Big Today, are there plays that stand out to you when you watch them that come to your mind immediately when you think of them?
Players that we picked today.
Yeah, like other plays that jump out to you in your mind when you think about that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's funny because with Trey, when they kept showing Jackson Dart highlights yesterday, it's like, oh my God, he's in every one of these highlights. You know, it's like, you know, stop showing Jackson Dart highlights. So, yeah, so all those plays stood out in my mind, you know, yesterday and today. But no, it just, you see so much of, you know, the vertical plays, the big plays, the run after catch, you know, coming out, working off the contact, you know, physicality he plays with, and then the same thing with Jamari. I mean, I saw Jamari play twice this year, once versus Michigan in Ann Arbor, and then the Rose Bowl. And just some of the games, some of the plays, you know, and when you're watching film of him, when you just see him just toss bodies, you know, it's really impressive. He does a really good job staying square, physical, strikes with his hands, he's got feel, and he's a big man, quick feet. Like that's what when you think about the players, what do you think about? What do you envision? Like that's what you see when you're not watching film. The plays that roll through your head. Man, his foot quickness is so good, you know, and his ability to just tear off blocks and, you know, hard to move off the point.
I think, you know, I don't know what, I mean, I think we're one of the bigger defensive lines now in the NFL, and just everybody's excited about that, and they were also right on TV. I mean, Derek Harmon's a great player, and you were watching, you go, some of the guy here is really good too. I mean, they're both really good, and we're excited to have the athleticism. You know, I think it's unique that Jamari Harbaugh has, and the strength and power. Say the same for Trey Harris, the athleticism, also strength and power, toughness, and Omarion. I mean, that is, you saw he's strength, power, speed, agility. I mean, we're pretty fired up. Good job, Joe.
With Jamari, he played more like 3-tech penetrating type role at Houston, more of like a zero nose guy at Oregon. Do you see him being able to play either? Would you prefer him in a specific role, one of those two roles for you guys?
Well, I think, I mean, he can play both, and that's a great thing about him, you know, and he had more sack production in Houston when he was penetrating, and you see the feet, and you see the agility, you see that burst when he was playing that role. So we do think there's some untapped pass rush potential with him, and then certainly the way he played at Oregon, playing the, you know, two gap and, you know, always reading his nameplate, you know, staying square, you know, tough to move. So that versatility is something you really like, and it's what jumped out to our scouts and our coaches. Mike Elston came into my office, you know, like Coach
One of
said,
my favorite guys.
you know, yeah, and like when you're watching Derek Harmon, Mike came in, he's like, nose tackle, you know, yeah, he's a guy too, you know, and so so it's the guy you get excited about when you watch.
Do you think a lot of
And just, you know, for what you're saying too, is it's that versatility that you both talked about is great. I mean, because when you're in base, he can play nose, and then when you're in the nickel front, I mean, he needs to be a 3. You know, that's and he can do it from the shade, provide that run stopping ability plus that pass rush that makes that defensive tackle a 3-down player.